Yeah, I hope people are going to manage this. I think they're very limited options. Firstly, you've got to focus on getting your usage down. And I would actually expect once you start seeing energy bills into next year, not the October cap, which is going to 3.5, probably we're going into £4,000 next year. Once you start seeing effectively a quadrupling of energy bills, I would expect energy demand to be savagely cut, 10 to 20%. The second thing is you're really now hoping and praying for government bailouts for a lot of people. It's really quite degrading. It's quite demeaning. But that's going to be one of the main options for people who are vulnerable and can't afford it. But the third one, and this comes back to the OfGem story, is OfGem is just not doing enough to start to open up the market so consumers have a release valve, so they can actually start taking their own actions to see if they can get a better deal. That market's been shut now since at least last September, and there's no imminent signs that OfGem is doing anything remotely to bring that back into operation.
Malcolm, back to you. I mean, you said 2 or 3 years more this crisis could go on. I mean, in that time, is there anything the government can do to get more energy sources domestically online or find a, different, cheaper provenance elsewhere?
Well, reduction in energy use is extremely important, and an emergency programme of insulation of the most leaky houses certainly would be something that I think the government could and should get involved in. We've already seen, to give the government credit, that some money has been targeted through, for example, the lowest council tax bands, money which is likely to get to the least affluent in society. I'm very sceptical about price cuts, tax cuts, which really affect the middle income, help middle income earners, but not the very poor. And funnily enough, I think the criticism of OfGem recently has been that it's actually allowed far too many companies to come into the supply market without checking if they have the financial backing to deal with the sort of turbulence that we've seen over the last 6 months. And as a result, over 30 of those companies have gone broke, probably costing consumers around £3 billion collectively as they've had to move. OfGem, sadly, I don't think has been fit for purpose. But if anything, it's because they've been too keen on promoting apparent competition without recognising that competition works if the companies that are doing the competing are sound financially and are taking decisions that can protect them from bad times.